Hello and welcome to another Raggy's Homebrew Wine update. So, this morning I'm on a homebrew roll. I'm just going through all the juice wines that I've done, seeing how they taste. We've got one big success, one I'm a bit dubious of, although it does still taste good. And then we've got the apple wine, so we're going to have a sample of the apple wine. Albeit not too much of a sample. So just to let you in on how this came about, 6 cartons of apple juice, 6 kilo bags of sugar and yeast. Bang it all together as you normally do in your processors. And what did happen with this is somehow I killed the yeast. The yeast wasn't doing anything, sitting there just not doing anything. So then when I siphon the orange juice away, I put the apple juice wine into the orange juice as sediment at the bottom, because when you siphon you don't use the sediment, because that's where all the yeast and all the whatever is, and it bubbled away like a swine, kept on bubbling. So obviously I'd done something to the yeast, or it was just a bad batch of yeast. Things happen, and it just goes to show you that sometimes if you do have a batch that doesn't brew, doesn't ferment, that it's worth banging some more yeast in and seeing how it goes. You know, it's well worth spending £1 over just chucking the whole lot. So around about 9 or 10 quid for the whole brew. It works out about 30 to 33 pence a bottle. Yes, I've not used stabiliser, I've not used finings, so it looks a bit hazy, a bit murky, but it's natural, au naturel, if that's how you say it. On the nose, apple on the nose, as you would expect from an apple juice wine. And it's made a very drinkable and nicely strong apple wine. Now the orange juice wine had a funkiness on it, yet this has been brewed in the sediment of the orange juice wine, and yet it's came out beautiful. So I think the issue with the orange juice is just the different supermarket juices battling away with each other's, and maybe something that they use at their end to keep them clear, or whatever they use. It might be something along them lines. I might be wrong, but I think I'm right somewhere along the line. With this, very nice tasting. If you was to use stabiliser and finings, you would probably have a very clear white wine, and a white wine with a touch of apple, a touch of sweet apple, which is what this is. It's like a sweet apple wine, and I can't fault it for what it is. It's a success, and that's what matters. It doesn't look much, it tastes okay, and it certainly gets you drunk. The strength is very, very prevalent. You know, it's certainly there, and you'll know about it. Oh, or you just. Can't do any more. Can't do any more videos for a few hours because I'm feeling slaughtered. I've just done 3 or 4 on the row, and I can't do any more. I have to knock off. But yeah, really nice, cheap white wine. Basically a white wine. You know, look at the colour, and a nice apple wine. And apple juice is really cheap to buy. 6 cartons of apple juice, 6 kilos of sugar, yeast. It's as simple as that. You know, obviously hot water to get rid of the to dissolve the sugar, and bish bosh bash, get it up to 23-24 litres, and let it bubble away. And in a time afterwards, you know, you'll have this. And as long as you didn't kill the yeast like I did, or the yeast wasn't good yeast, you'll have what is in effect a very nice wine, juice wine. I mean, at 33 pence a bottle, this you can't beat it. You just can't beat it. Percentage wise, I would put it in the 9-10% category. So even though it could be stronger, and I will get off my backside and buy a bloody hydrometer so I know what the ABV is. And I'll actually do the videos and I'll take the readings so you can see, and I'll take the readings afterwards so you can see, just for clarity. But yeah, out of 5 for me, about 4.4 out of 5 in homebrew, you know, wise. It's turned out to be a very nice juice wine. So all 3 batches are very drinkable. That I did there, very drinkable. The orange just got that bit of funkiness, but it's still very drinkable. And it just goes to show you that on a budget, and there's a lot of us out there that are struggling, and a lot of people are struggling for money. You know, scary times. And having to go to food banks to survive, scary. I mean, luckily we're not at that, you know, struggling that much. Obviously, I'm the only one who works in the family. The wife doesn't work because we've got an autistic son. And my son works, but he only pays minimal board. He's basically on minimum wage until he passes his courses for what he's doing. So basically, you know, we're quite a low-paid family, but we do well for what we do, which is all you can do in this day and age. And if people out there who watch this video and thinking of doing it, I would say go ahead, do it. Yes, you're going to have to purchase a bucket, but bottles, you can reuse pop bottles to put your wine into, sterilised and reused pop bottles. So you're recycling, you're saving the planet anyway, and you're making some cheap wine. It's got to be the way. It's got to be the way forward for a lot of people. And there's experiments you can do. There's some great wines out there that you can try. I'm looking at doing another elderflower wine batch pretty soon. As soon as I seen, a friend of mine got me onto it, Paul, good workmate from the olden days, the good days of the council. And although me and him were fuckers, piss taking. But anyway, yeah, good lad. And he put me on to doing elderflower champagne, and yeah, it turned out like sherry to start off with. It was a bit of a process getting the bloody bugs out of it, and in the end I ended up using the sieve because it's disgusting, but if I'm being honest. But at the end it turned out to be a beautiful elderflower champagne. Can you imagine making elderflower champagne and selling it? No. If you're a shop and you're one of these organic shops, there, and you don't need to put stabilisers or finings in, you just make it, and the sediment dies down in the end anyway, and you're making an organic wine at a fraction of a price, an organic champagne or a sparkling wine, because the yeast in that is just immense. So all you need is 6 kilos of sugar and quite a bit of elderflower. Chuck it in a bucket like this, with warm and hot water, and up to about 23 degrees. Let the elderflower do what it does, and it's as simple as that. Homebrew is an amazing area. Yes, you've got the kits. Yes, you've got the high-end stuff like little microbreweries with the grain fathers and all that other stuff. But it starts at the basic end, which is what the end I'm at, and still at after all these years. Is a great end to be at, and that's where I'm more interested in, you know. I mean, if I was to win the lottery and have enough money, then I'd go in and I'd invest in some decent kit, and we'd go from there. So yeah, well, that's it for this this homebrew video. All 3 kits doing well. I'm going to take a trip down memory lane, because I've still got some grapefruit juice wine, which has matured about 6 months now. And I've also got some prune juice wine. And we're going to go down both of them avenues and see how they're doing 6 months on. And then we've got the port that I brewed, and also the ginger wine. And we're going to see how they are as well. Right, that's enough for me. Thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing and stay safe, of course. Cheers.